Have you found your life calling yet? Or have you discovered what your ultimate life mission is? If not, stick around because in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 easy steps that you can start to take right now to discover what your ultimate purpose is, what your ultimate mission is, and how you can assist humankind during this time of great awakening. Hi, this is Adam of AdamBetweenTheWorlds.com, and my job is to help you to grow spiritually and to share with you the wonderful gifts of spirit. What do you want to be when you grow up? As I'm talking, I'm being reminded of this commercial that I used to see when I was growing up, which I'm totally aging myself now. It's an anti-drug commercial from the 60s or early 70s. And the main line of it is, nobody chooses to be an addict when they grow up. It just happens. And if you think about it, we're all addicts to some degree. Well, not all of us, but many of us are addicts. We're addicted to things like drama or stress or worry or television or sex or gambling or drugs. But a lot of people don't even know that they're addicted. They don't even know that they carry through these addictions. And a lot of us are also addicted to self-dialogue. And that's why the first step of discovering what your true life purpose is developing presence. Developing presence is key. We have to be present to access the more subtle voice of spirit, to access what our true selves are, and thereby access what our true calling is and what our true life mission is. So that's step number 1. And by the way, if you like what I'm doing here, give this video a like. Hit the little thumbs up button. That way YouTube will share it with more people. So the second thing, and some of you may be like, huh? But the second thing that you have to do, the second step, is you have to learn how to feel again. And a lot of you are probably thinking, but I feel just fine, but you don't. Most of you don't. And the ability to really feel has been conditioned out of us. A lot of it is because we've experienced a lot of painful emotions in our lives and we bury them. And once you really start to open up to your feelings, your true emotions, that's when you realize, oh my gosh, I've been emotionally dead my whole life. So it's really through accessing our feelings. That's the way that we access spirit, and understanding on a higher and deeper and more profound level what it is that we love to do, what it is that we don't like, what it is that makes us upset in society, what it is that gives us joy in society. We have to feel, and in order to do that, we have to learn how to counter the conditioning, to change the programming. And we are programmed from birth by society to think, feel, and act in a certain way. We are programmed to believe that we have to pick a career that has these parameters or that parameters. We are programmed to believe we have to do things in certain ways, and we have to take certain steps to succeed in life and to find what our calling is. But in actuality, we need to let all that go. We need to let all that programming go. We need to connect with spirit, because spirit knows what our life calling is. The way society programs us is through the power of repetition. That we keep hearing the same negative messages about why we can't fulfill our dreams, or why we have to do things a certain way, or why we can't do this or can't do that. So in order to change the programming to a more empowering one, we also have to do that through the power of repetition. And I can't think of a better way of doing that than with affirmations. And I do affirmations every day. And I honestly don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for affirmations, if I did not reprogram my mind, recondition my mind in order to be empowered and to do this work. So affirmations, sleep programs, and writing techniques can all help you to reprogram your mind so you can connect more with spirit or more with your higher self, and thereby being able to understand or connect with more of what your true life calling is. So, in the meantime, copy down below, or write down below, that everything I've done up until now has prepared me for my ultimate life purpose, or every single thing I've done in my life has prepared me for my ultimate life purpose. Write that down. That helps to etch it into your psyche. These comment streams, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, please do. I read my comments. This is community. We're all growing. We're all evolving together. So please be part of this. Be part of the conversation. Thank you. The third thing that you need to do is actually to take inventory of your life, because everything you've done in your life has prepared you for your ultimate life mission. Like a good example is that when I was a teenager, well, maybe a little bit older than a teenager actually, I worked at McDonald's flipping burgers, and I was a vegetarian also, still am. So you might ask, what can you learn about your ultimate life purpose by flipping burgers at McDonald's as a young man? Well, on the surface, probably next to nothing, but I did learn some important life skills of coping, I have to say. And at one point, my manager took me behind when my performance was, shall we say, a little bit less than desirable, and gave me a little pep talk. And actually, in his own way, something he said really clicked, and it did give me a different perspective. So every single thing you've done has prepared you for that. So write that down, take inventory, and understand that these are important clues. Like, what have you been drawn to in your life? What activities, what hobbies, what jobs, what careers? Even if you train to be a teacher and you taught for 20 years, but then decide to go in a completely different direction, there's a reason that you did that for 20 years. Maybe you'll be a spiritual teacher later on and take those skills into another level. Or maybe you'll help to reform the educational system. This is all relevant. This all matters. These last two involve specific exercises. So number 4 is basically an exercise that you can keep doing until you get some answers, where you just basically clear your mind, you become present, and just start to write down things that you really feel you love doing, or things in society that you want to change, or what challenges have you overcome in life. Sometimes we have certain challenges in our life because we need to learn and grow so that we can actually use those challenges to teach other people, or to follow some calling to help other people, maybe through those very same challenges. So write down maybe on one list, like, what have I overcome? What challenges have I had? What do people come to me for advice about? What subjects do people tend to rely on me for advice? And then on another side of the list, maybe like, what do I love to do? What do I feel passionate about? Even if it's hobbies, even if it's stuff that you can make money doing. Just write those down and keep doing that, and something's going to click over time. Because, as I said before, everything that we've done in our lifetime has prepared us for this very moment. Everything happens in the present moment. So every experience you've had, everything that you've done, every challenge you've had, every time you've fallen and gotten up, everything you've helped another person through, are things that you have experienced, and they're gifts that you have, they're abilities that you have, and you can actually find clues as to what your ultimate purpose or what your ultimate life calling is. What have you overcome? What have you learned? How have you grown? How can you add up value to other people's lives? So write them down. Do that as maybe a nightly exercise. Clear your mind and write these things down. And the 5th thing is to work with spirit. Meditate, work with spirit. And by the way, have you subscribed to this channel yet? And if not, the little subscribe button is down below. I mean, if you like what I'm doing, we want people part of this community that are part of this community. So if you like what we're doing here, subscribe. And if you hit that little bell, that's going to actually notify you when I do free live mediumship events and when I release new videos. So number 5 is just, practice meditating and calling on your guide, calling on your spirit, your higher self, calling on God or Great Spirit. If you do this probably when you least expect it, because what we resist persists. So if we keep thinking about, what is my life call? I have to find it now or whatever, you're going to block that from happening. But when you come into a place of neutrality, of presence, and you're not expecting, not wanting anything, and you're just open, that's when the answers come. It's very spontaneous. It's usually when you least expect it. And it's an epiphany. It's an aha moment. Talk to your guides, talk to your angels, ask, but don't expect, get out of the way, and keep doing these 5 steps. And your ultimate life purpose is going to come to you. It's going to come, I promise. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And namaste. I will see you with the next video.